Hello, and welcome to MFR MLS video resource on ShowingTime. ShowingTime is the product you would use if ever you needed to demonstrate a property to one of your customers. In other words, how do I get into the property? ShowingTime houses all of the lockbox combinations, gate codes, alarm codes, and anything else that you would need to access a property. However, ShowingTime also has many other features. Features like reporting tools, where you'll be able to see who's actually been showing your property. You'll also have access to areas that will allow you to manage your contact information, where you can set up your name, email address, and things like your telephone number and office affiliations. You'll also have access to areas to set up default options, like your options to decide whether or not you want to demonstrate having someone view instructions only, or have access to a calendared appointment list where they can choose a time and day they wish to demonstrate the property. ShowingTime also has features where it will notify you of any access to your property or requests for showings. You'll have the ability to choose whether or not those notifications come in via push notification, something like a Facebook notification, or whether or not they'd come in via text message or email to your phone. ShowingTime is a great resource, and this is an excellent resource for you to learn how to use your ShowingTime product. We're going to start by logging into the Matrix system. You'll notice right on screen there's a button called Matrix. I'm going to click on it and load up the main system. From the home page of the Matrix system, you'll find there is a gadget called External Links. In External Links, you're going to look for one of these links to say Configure Showing Assist. When you click on Configure Showing Assist, it brings you into the ShowingTime setup area, where the first question it's going to ask you is that if you want to set up your profile. You're going to say yes, or remind me later if you're not wanting to do that at this time. I'm going to say yes. When I say yes, it brings me into my personal profile page. I can choose to upload a photograph here towards the top left side of the page. I'm going to click on that face, and it's going to allow me to search my computer for an image. This profile basics area is your contact information section. This is where you're going to verify not only your name is correct, but also any kind of phone numbers you may have on here, or any kind of email, or if you're preferring to receive text messages for any showing requests, you'll see the area where it says text messages down here. You'll be able to enter in your phone number and then identify your service provider. The next section down is the listing agent preferences. This is where you're going to say, okay, I want to receive my appointment requests online, or allow agents to schedule appointment requests online. My default appointment mode is set to appointment required. You do have a couple of different options where go and show, meaning there is no lockbox, no combination box or anything like that that someone would need to get into the property. In many cases, the go and show option would be used on, say, a vacant land piece of property. View instructions only is probably the most commonly used function for this. This is where someone will click on the showing request button on the report page and simply view the instructions that the listing agent has left on the property. Appointment required will require you as the listing agent to accept any appointments or approve any appointments for showing on the property. Notifications for appointments on my listings. How do you want to be notified when appointments have been requested for any of your properties? Do you want to see that information show up to you via email, text message, or do you want it as push notifications to your phone, sort of somewhat like a notification from Facebook would come in? Feedback requests. Do you want agents to provide you feedback information on the showings? Things like maybe the windows were open when they got there, or maybe the AC was not running when they got there. Whatever the case may be, it is their experience at the property and allows them to provide you that insight. The showing agent preferences, notification for appointments I request. So in other words, this is for you, for the appointments that you request. When an appointment request is received, then a notification via email will go out. Appointment requests are viewed, then you'll see that email as a read receipt. When an appointment is confirmed or canceled, you'll have multiple options here because we definitely want to know when something like that happens. And then a price changes on the property I've shown. So if you've shown a property already and the price drops, say $5,000, you'll be notified via email that that has changed. Feedback request from other agents. Do you want to receive feedback from other agents? Multiple units. Am I going to be showing or confirming multiple units at one time? Lockbox access is the next section down. I can access Sentry Lock. I can access Super Key or iBox. I have access to a HUD key. Do you or don't you have these accesses? Message preferences. When new messages come in, how do you prefer to receive them? Email, text message, or push notification. This next section is titled Mobile App Access. This section allows you to receive access to the mobile application. In some cases, we're urged or we simply have the urge to go onto the app stores for our respective devices and just simply go and look for the mobile applications that are available. However, if you try to download the mobile application for ShowingTime without doing this step, it does require membership, subscription. It does require some sort of payment option to be available for that app. What you have to do in this section is simply enter your email address into that space. You're going to click on Send Authorization Link. You're going to receive an email to this email address containing a link to the app. Once you've downloaded the app, then in this area where it says Devices, you will see your device registered in this area, allowing you access to their mobile application. Via their mobile application, you can schedule appointments. If you're on the road, you can pull up property addresses and see if there's any kind of lockbox combination or anything like that that you can retrieve off of the ShowingTime application. The next section is the appointment download service key. This area is not commonly used. This section doesn't have any value to you at this point. And then the system information, when the last time the ShowingTime product was modified, or the last time that my ShowingTime configuration has been modified, and you can see that it was last modified by me on this date. Once you have edited, changed, rearranged the information in this area, at the top part of the page, you're going to see, do you want to save your progress? And it's going to say yes or no. In this case, because I haven't made any changes, you're going to say everything looks fine or remind me later. I'm just going to make a change here, and you'll see that the buttons now at the top of the page have changed to allow you to save your progress. So I'm going to save my changes. It does not remove you from the screen. However, the banner at the top of the page does go away to let you know that you have saved any information at this point. Over to the left-hand side of the page, you have several options. Let's start with the home option. On the home page, you can see your office and agent home pages, where this will tell you what you have going on as far as showing requests for today, tomorrow, and beyond. You'll see that you have a category for not yet confirmed or confirmed to identify those properties that you have said okay to show. At this point, if you need to go back in and make changes to your profile, you can simply click on the Edit Profile button here. Showings. You have several options under the Showings tab. You have on Our Listings, on My Listings. Our Listings would be your office listings. These options, like Our Office and Office Home, are only available to those that are brokers. My Listings, I can see any showings that have happened on My Listings, so let's take a look at what that has to say. Of course, I myself don't have any active properties because I am an employee of MFR. But you, when you get on here, as long as you have available properties and if someone has requested any showings on that property, you will see a list of all of those properties. You can arrange the time frames by today, the last 7 days, all upcoming. Or if you have a more specific date range in mind, you can enter the date range into these spaces here. Once you click submit, you'll see that list of results that will display the listings that have shown on your side. From this point, I can make a new request on a property. So I can search via street number or name, listing ID, city, or even unit number in this space here at the top of the page. Once that MLS number or that information for that property has been entered, I can hit this search button, which will then bring up that property and allow me to schedule a showing. Under the advanced search options, you will have several additional fields, or those fields broken out, that you can specify the property you're looking for. So address, a subdivision, MLS number, and so forth are all available here for you. The I have requested option. This is where you can see a list of all of the properties you have scheduled a showing for. Some of these may be approved, some of these may be unconfirmed, where you have not received permission to show the property yet. In either case, you'll see a complete list of all of the properties you have requested showings on. Your showing cart allows you to schedule multiple listings for showings at one time. In the MLS system, once we get in there, I'm going to show you how to add listings to your showing cart. Your listing setup. This allows you to go through each and every one of your listings and set up the proper way you want these properties to be shown. So for example, I'm going to click on this one here, the second property on my list, and it's going to open up that property's detailed information. At this point, I can go to where it says appointment settings, hit the drop down, and select the way that I want that property to be shown. Down below would be the contact's information. So you'll see that Tamara Waters is a co-listing agent here, where I can contact her if I like. Her information is here, along with someone else's listing agent information is here as well. I can email either one of these, or I can send them a text message. These are all options that you would have if you were the broker. Appointment restrictions. This is an area where you can set up restrictions where you can require lead time. So I have 4 hours ahead of time before you can show the property. Maximum appointment length. How long can you be at the property showing? Do you only want people doing 15-minute showings? Do you want them to allow them to do as long of a showing that they like? Allow for overlapping appointments. In other words, do you prefer to have one person there at a time, or is it okay to have multiple people showing the property at the same time there? The access information is where you're going to put in what someone needs to get into the property. So your lockbox code, your alarm code, gate codes, or anything of the kind, you're going to see those in there available for you to add that information in. Any additional instructions can be entered into this space here, so you can simply type out any additional information that you would like someone to know. And then of course, driving directions are available here as well for each of your listings. The agent setup tab, we were here looking at the My Profile, or our agents and staffs. Our agents and staffs would be for any brokers. You can click on that and set up a master list of agent setup, where the My Profile option is, and our agents and staff. This is where a broker can come in and set up their agents and staff with showing time. Your office setup is here as well. So if you want to set up one master category for all of your showing information, you can do so via the office setup, and this would be the default options for anyone in your office. The feedback section allows you to look at any feedbacks on listings that you have shown. The report sections lets you run certain types of reports: agent activity reports, listing activity reports, showings I have requested, and the office activity report. All of these can be run so that you have some kind of metric for these types of transactions on your properties. The last tab is the Help and Training tab. This is where you're going to find some written documentation or some recorded tutorial videos on how to use the ShowingTime product, how to get this ShowingTime configuration down to a science. This area has all kinds of information from FAQs to messaging to mobile devices. So you'll be able to receive all kinds of information from this training and help section. Now that I've introduced you to the ShowingTime configuration area, I'm going to close out and head back into the matrix system. From within the matrix system, there are a couple different areas that you can receive access to the ShowingTime area. First, of course, would be directly from a listing that you're looking at. So I'm going to hit the drop down and I'm going to just locate a property. We're going to pull up one of these residential homes. I'm going to click on one of these MLS numbers. Doesn't matter which one, just didn't grab one. With this property now open, you'll notice at the top of this report page is a series of icons. There's one here that looks like a dark blue button with 4 or 5 orange dots inside of it. If you place your mouse over it, you're going to see that it says ShowingTime. Click. This is the process in which I am requesting an individual showing on this particular property. It's going to give me the property's basic information at the top of the screen and include an image to be sure this is the property I'm looking at. Scrolling down on the page a bit is going to be my profiled information. Of course, if my picture was here, it would load up in this area, my contact information. Because I'm an employee of MFR, ShowingTime does not recognize me as someone who can receive information as far as showing. In order for you to use this area, you have to be actively licensed in the state of Florida for ShowingTime to produce for you the lockbox combinations, gate codes, and so forth. This area is also protected from public viewing. Under no circumstances should there be any kind of information relating to showing information in the public or realtor remarks. This is done for realtor safety. Not only for realtor safety, but as well as for your customer's safety. In many cases, when you go and show a property, you're not on your own. You are also with your customers or maybe even their families. If this kind of information is made public, then that safety is questioned. So we want to make sure that anyone who is receiving access to that kind of sensitive information is a licensed realtor. In many cases, even if you call a listing agent on the phone and ask them for the showing instructions, they will not provide you that information because they would prefer you to go through an area that recognizes you as an agent and notifies them in the event that you have requested a showing. Your method of contact, preferred methods of contact are down here below. And then we have updated our terms and conditions agreement. So this down here just means that you've read it. So you want to check that off. And then you want to submit or schedule a single showing. You can also use this to add to your showing cart. So if this is only one of 10 properties that you want to show, you can click onto add to showing cart, and this will add it to your showing cart under ShowingTime configuration. Another area that you can use to access the showing cart is in your results area. So I'm going to hit back to this agent single line, and you'll see that these 4 listings are here. I'm going to select them all, and you'll see ShowingTime is here. I can click on this button. It's going to bring me back to that primary page, but you'll notice that the top section is not visible. It's not visible because we have 4 different properties that we're selecting here. So the only option I have is to add to my showing cart. It will not allow me at this stage to select one single property or schedule a single showing on a property because I have multiple listings selected. In order for you to establish the ShowingTime information, for example, your lockbox combinations and gate codes, you're going to do that as a listing agent from within the listing itself. So we're going to go into the add edit process. We're going to start a new listing, and I'm going to jump you into the area where you would normally put your information into. I'm going to click on the add edit tab at the top of the page, and I'm going to click on add new. Now that we're inside the listing area, I'm going to go to where it says Realtor. This Realtor tab has all of the primary information leading back to you as an agent or your office, compensation amounts, and your showing information area. You'll notice that your showing time secure remarks field is here. This is the only field authorized to contain lockbox combinations, gate codes, alarm codes. No showing information should ever appear anywhere outside of this box. You'll have a call center phone number field. In the event that you have set up or established a call center environment for requesting and scheduling showings, then that phone number would go into this area. Please do not include the MFR call center phone number. That is not the use of this field. Showing time. This drop-down allows you to select which option you want to use for this listing. Do you want people to request an appointment, meaning they would be presented with a calendar, at which point they would select a date and a time to schedule that showing? That information would then come back to you as the listing agent, and you would need to approve that date and time for that showing. If you select view instructions only, whatever information you put into this showing time secure remarks field is what's going to display for that customer. The showing instructions area. This allows you to put a little bit more detailed information as to how to show this property properly. You'll see that next to the showing instructions title, there is a number 16. That means that I can pick 16 of these values from this box in order to provide a complete story to anyone who wants to show this property. In this field, you're going to find options like, I need 24-hour notice before you show. Hey, call the listing agent before you go and show this property. You'll also find options in here where it says gate code required. You'll see where it says pet on premises, use request showing button. So what are these options that you want someone to know in order to correctly show this listing? Once you've set up this showing information area and you have submitted your listing successfully, all the information that's in here will automatically transmit to your Configure Showing Assist area. Anyone who clicks on the request a showing, once you've clicked submit, will now see the information you've provided and have all of the instructions that they would need to correctly show this property to any of their customers. If you have any questions in regards to showing time, please know that we do have a call center available to you 7 days a week. You can reach that call center at 800-686-7451. Thanks for watching. This is another video provided to you by MFR MLS and our fantastic training team.